Hi guys, Matt from 123myot here. In this video, I want to show you all the settings I use for my personal Android phone. When I set up my phone, I try to focus on three things. I want it to be as private as possible, I want it to have good battery life, and I want it to be quiet with no interruptions. So I will go ahead and reset my phone so you can see every little setting that I set my phone up with from start to finish. Cool, the phone is reset and I will start setting it up. The first setting you will get is the sending of diagnostics data to Samsung and affiliates. Make sure you don't select this by mistake. It sends diagnostics data to Samsung and affiliates about how you use your phone. Tap on details if you want to know more. This will use up your battery and your cellular data, as well as making your phone less private. So just select End User Agreement and Privacy Policy and then tap Agree. Okay, permissions for Samsung apps and services. Since Android 12 was released, Google made it more secure, requiring apps to ask for permission before they can be used. These are all the Samsung apps asking for permission. I go ahead and I turn these all off. Don't worry, when you start the app for the first time, it will ask for these permissions anyway. But what you are doing is denying blanket access for all the Samsung apps, which is a good step for privacy. So turn them off and then just tap Agree. Alright, just go ahead and set up your Wi-Fi. Copy apps and data. If you want to follow one of my other transfer videos, I will put a link in the description. But for this video, I don't need to copy anything, so I'm just going to hit Don't Copy. I will add in the Google account later, so I'll just hit Skip for now. Google Services. Okay, so the same apps permissions questions again, but this time it's for Google apps and not Samsung. So it's the same deal, just turning this off will help battery life, cellular data and privacy. Okay, fingerprint. You want to go ahead and set this up, and I also use face recognition, which is then backed up by a swipe. So do this to keep your data safe if you lose your phone, and stops people being able to, get into your data. Cool, and you can add a second fingerprint just in different positions, which makes it just better, that little bit better. It always picks up your thumb then. Review additional apps. If you need any of these apps, leave them ticked. If you don't need them, just turn them off. I don't use the Samsung account, so I'm just going to hit skip there. Alright, cool. So the first thing to do is to change my wallpaper. Leaving the wallpaper black is good for battery life. However, for the video, I will change this back to the blue and white background. You can also change the color palette at this stage as well, but I'm just going to leave mine on the default. Cool, so that's changed over there now. The next thing I will do is get rid of any apps that I'm not using from the home screens. So I will get rid of the Galaxy Store, and I like to keep all the Google apps in one neat group so they can stay there on the front, on the first screen. So the next thing you will want to change is the screen timeout. It can be annoying if it's too soon. So if you're looking at something for too long, it will dim the screen to save battery life. The default is 30 seconds, so I will change that to 1 minute for me. If you find it annoying, just go in and adjust it. Now's a good time anyway to go through all the display settings. Starting from the top, I like dark mode as I find it's easier on the eyes and it also saves battery life. However, for this video, I will leave it on the light settings. And below that you have dark mode settings, which means you can set a time when you want the dark mode to come on. Like, you know, at night, for example. Below that, you have the brightness slider bar. Don't worry about this for now. I will show you how to add that to the quick settings menu a bit later in the video. Adaptive brightness I leave on. The next settings to change is the motion smoothness. I set this to standard, and that will save you some battery life. However, if you play games, leave it on adaptive and you'll get smoother gameplay at 120Hz refresh rate for the screen. Eye comfort is limiting blue light, which is meant to be better for your eyes and help you sleep, so you should probably turn this on. You can add that to the quick settings menu as well. Screen timeout is the setting we came here for. 30 seconds is too quick for me and I find it annoying, so I will set this to 1 minute. The shorter this time is, the better the battery life. So don't put it on 10 minutes because you'll just drain your battery life fairly quickly. I turn off edge panels as well. I don't use edge on the Samsung. Accidental touch protection I just leave on. Touch sensitivity is off. And show charging information I just leave that on as well. Let's go back to the home screen and keep working on the icons. I remove the weather app. I generally just look out the window for weather conditions. If I need a forecast, then I can just press the Google Assistant mic and I can just ask for a forecast. If I go back and I'm not on the home screen, I can access the Google Assistant from holding down the home button. What's the weather like in Sydney tomorrow?
There'll be scattered showers with a high of 23 and a low of 16.
So I use both of those Google Assistant buttons. I find them very handy, so I will keep both of them. The next thing I will do is go ahead and install the apps that I want to use, and I will do that through the Google Play Store. After you log in, you will get a backup to Google Drive prompt. Do that if you want to back up your data. For me, I just leave this one turned off. Alright, I go ahead and then I download all the apps that I want, and the browser I want is Duckduckgo. The Duckduckgo is a really cool web browser, and I'll show you why I use it instead of the Google or Samsung one. It's a free app, so you don't need to put in a credit card, you can just hit skip. Okay, once it's downloaded, I move it to my main menu bar down the bottom of the phone. Okay, when you open it up, it will tell you what it's doing. So it says here, the internet can be kinda creepy. Not to worry, searching and browsing privately is easier than you think. Tap to let's start, let's do it. You'll get a prompt to set Chrome as a default. Let's just set Duckduckgo as a default and then tap set as default. Next, try visiting one of your favourite sites. I will block trackers so they can't spy on you, and I will also upgrade the security of your connection if possible. Very cool. If you tap the three dots and go to settings, you can actually set the theme as dark theme as well. So I prefer that. That's a change I would make, but I'll just leave it on light for now. What's really cool about this browser is it has a burn button at the top. If you press on that, at the bottom it says personal data can build up in your browser, yuck. Use the fire button to burn it all away. Give it a try now. So what it does is it gets rid of all the cookies and all the tracking information on your browser. And how this comes in handy, I'll show you this in a second. If I tap up the top and search for a news website in Australia called Sydney Morning Herald, and then Duckduckgo says, your Duckduckgo searches are anonymous, and I never store your search history ever. So again, your phone is more private. If you tap View, and then I tap on the news website, Duckduckgo says, Google was trying to track you here. I blocked them. You can check your URL to see who is trying to track you when you visit a new site. Very cool. Just go ahead and tap high five. Okay, now I'm on the news website. In your browser, you have these things called cookies, and they're used to track you. For example, on the news website, it will give you 5 free to read articles, and then after that it will try and get you to subscribe. Watch and I'll show you what I mean. So if I go in and out of an article, eventually it will stop me from reading the full articles. You can see there it says to continue reading, create a free account or log in now. Don't fall for it. Let's go into another article and you'll see that it completely blocks the article now, so we can only read a few of the sentences. So if I go to the burn button and I clear all my tabs and data, I will be able to go back to the website and read full free articles again. And you can also bookmark the website, so it's easy just to browse back to the website after you use the burn button. See? So how cool is that? So now we can read full articles again. So this is just one example of a website where I use it, but there are other examples out there, and at least you know it's private and it's a step in the right direction for you and your privacy. Cool, we can quickly test our lock screen. Works fine with the fingerprint setup. Awesome. On the second screen, I keep all of my apps. This is for privacy, as I don't want people to see what apps I use on my home screen. So I will remove any apps that I don't use from the second screen and download all the apps that I do use. Cool, I've removed all the apps now, and I will add the apps that I use. Because I'm right-handed, I will stack the apps to the right-hand side. If you're left-handed, you can stack your apps to the left. This is to make them easier to reach with your thumb or your finger. There you go, nice and easy to reach now. The next really annoying thing to sort out is the keyboard settings. Once you've downloaded your apps, the first things you will want to do is send a message to someone, right? If you go into the Messages app and then tap on the cog icon at the top, it will take you to the keyboard settings. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure everyone has a family member or a friend who sends you a text message that you can never understand. And it's because the predictive text has changed the word and auto replace has added the word before they check what they are sending. In the end, everyone is confused. In my setup, I leave predictive text on, suggest emojis on, suggest stickers off, and auto replace off. But test it with a friend or family member so you get it right for you. The next thing to set up is the quick settings menu, and you can find it by swiping down from the top. Now I just did a video on notifications, so I won't go over that again. However, if you want to see that video on notifications, I will put a link into the description. To clear your notifications, just go ahead and tap on clear, and then swipe down at the top again to go back into the quick settings menu. Okay, so the quick settings menu just allows you to set functions on your phone by quickly swiping down from the top of your phone. And you can change the buttons in here by swiping down again. Now if you remember earlier I showed you the brightness bar. I'm going to move that bar into the quick settings menu to make it easier access. So go back up the top and then tap on the three dots and then the edit buttons. This allows you to arrange the buttons that you use most in the quick settings menu. All you need to do is tap and hold the buttons and move them into order. The buttons I use are Wi-Fi button, mobile data button, sound, torch, GPS and battery saver button. When you are finished organising your buttons, just tap on done. Cool, so you can see they're all in a line now, so you can just come in here really quick now and edit these buttons if you need to. Let's move the brightness bar into that menu by tapping the three dots again and then tapping quick panel layout. Go into brightness control and tap show always, and then go back out and go into the device control menu and tap on show when quick panel is expanded. And now the quick settings menu will be set. Let's take a look. Swipe down from the top and everything including the brightness bar should be displaying nicely. Let's change some more battery saving settings. Go into settings and connections. If you look here, my Wi-Fi is actually turned off. We can actually change it quite easily in the quick settings menu. Just swipe down, tap it back on, and then we go back in and there you go, the Wi-Fi is back on again. So that's what the quick settings menu is for. And I turn off Wi-Fi calling. Here's an example of how Wi-Fi calling works. I went to a beach house and it was in a remote location and I didn't have good 4G, 5G cellular services. However, the house I stayed in had a Wi-Fi connection. I turned this on and I was able to use the Wi-Fi calling settings to make a phone call. If you don't need this service, just turn it off and you will save battery life. I don't use Bluetooth, I just have this off unless I need it. I don't use my phone for credit card payments, so this is off. If we go down to mobile networks, this will be called cellular networks in the US, and we go into network mode. So this is a Samsung phone and it supports 5G, but my cellular plan I'm on doesn't. So I set this to 4G, 3G and 2G auto connect, and this will save you some battery life. This is only if your plan doesn't support 5G and you have a 5G phone. Okay, go back out and go into more connection settings and just make sure the nearby scanning is turned off. We turn this off when we set up the phone, but if you didn't set up your phone from scratch like I have, then this may be turned on. Turning this off will save you heaps of battery life. Okay, go back out and go back into sounds and vibration, and I've just got my sounds and vibrations basically turned to vibrate. I don't have it on mute and I don't have it on sound, so it's not going to make a noise, but you can control it from the swipe down menu at the top here. So if you tap it so it's like this, it's muted, so you'll get no sounds and no vibration. If you tap it again, then you get sound and vibration. And if you tap it one more time, you get just vibration and no sound. So this is what I leave it on, and it's just the way I prefer it because it doesn't interrupt me as much. The last setting I changed is the Bixby Sidekey. You can find it under Settings, Advanced Features and Sidekey. I've already done a video for this one. If you want to watch it, I will put a link in the description. Guys, don't forget to check out my other videos such as take control of your notifications on Android, and do me a favour, if you know anyone who might like this video, please share it with them, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon.